Cedric, thank you for your time. How was your summer break? Must have been good to get away.
Yeah, it was, to be fair, it was great. I needed some time off after an intense season. It was great to do some time with the family as well, catching sun, and then start training a bit to be coming for preseason as well. Not from zero.
And it must be, I guess, with COVID as well, it must feel like the first proper break, free of bubbles and being able to go away and restrictions and all that you've had, for a couple of years.
100%. The world is normal again, which is good. So it was great and felt really good, to be fair. Like I said, spent some time with friends, family, and it was great.
I know, because we've spoken before, I know you're very thoughtful about the game, about your own form. You've had some time to reflect on last season. How do you sort of view it now? It's in the rearview mirror.
It was an intense season. Obviously, it didn't start like we wanted as well, and obviously we didn't have so many competitions. We were not involved in Europe last year, but this season we are. So what is better? We end up improving during the season a lot. We had a very good momentum going in the season. In the end, obviously, we didn't get right where we wanted to be, but I think it was a positive one. Me personally as well. I ended up helping my teammates a lot as well in a few matches. What felt great to be involved, to be there, and I looked to my season personally with a positive view. I think my position also in the club is more established. I'm a more established player now. I'm helping also the young generations to keep growing, keep helping them. Me together with, of course, the more experienced players in the team, and has been a good one,
Yeah, because I think you started 14 of the last 17 Premier League games. So in that second half of that season, you were playing every week, which is, I know the last time we spoke was what you wanted, and obviously you don't want injuries and things to happen to other players. But getting that run, you must have felt you'd earned that because you'd been so patient to that point.
Yeah, in football you need to be patient, but key is also how you prepare yourself. I think I kept training well even when I was not an option. And this is how I grew up, and this is how I was taught too. So I think in the end is also what helped me to have a great run of games and give a good answer also to the manager and to the team. Again, we are all pushing for the same side here. Everyone involved in the team, everyone involved in the staff. We are pushing to the same side, and this is the only way I know to have success. But obviously, I want to be involved as much as I can, and it felt great last season. I ended up playing a lot, and it's obviously good,
Do you feel that position is yours to lose, sort of going into the new season now?
That is never guaranteed in football. I never had a coach where guaranteed me my position, so I don't expect that. I expect always a fight for the position, but like I said, towards the success of the collective. That is the group that is most important. And of course, we kind of challenge each other on the pitch during the week, but on the weekend we are together helping each other, talking about the opponent that we can face and things like this. It happened many times last year, so I'm sure it will keep happening this season. I have no doubts. And in the end, this is how it works, and this is how the group keep growing.
In terms of your own future, I mean, you have been linked with a move away from the club, but by the way you're talking, you're happy to stay. You're focused on Arsenal for next season.
Yes, the Arsenal was always my dream club since I started to play in Southampton. I always had the goal to move to Arsenal. and this didn't change. You know, if you are, of course, you are more happy when you are involved, and being involved here in a massive club like this, with the project that we have, with the goals that the team is fighting for, I want to be here, and I feel much more established, like I said before. I feel that I earned a bit my space inside the group as well, and I want to keep growing.
You mentioned also being a sort of role model to the younger players and helping the younger players. What does that look like for you on a daily basis? How do you do that?
It's a bit automatic. First of all, you need to it needs to be natural, no? It's not something that you need to push or force for it. Some players they do, some players they just don't do it. But a lot of people helped me also before when I was younger, and I think I like these people. You know, right now I have always a good image about people that help me. So I think it's important to do it as well with the young kids. Obviously, you are not the same with everyone. Everyone needs different things. You are closer to one, you can tell him more maybe honest opinion. With another, you can need to push him. You know, so you need to kind of challenge them sometimes. Depends of the moment. When something happened for them that is, it's not when everything is good. You know, it's more when something happened or you have a loss or suddenly they need to play another game, important one, and they are nervous or I don't want to take responsibility, and you need to encourage them to go, you know. So it's kind of feel the group, and I think me, Granit, plus a few other players, we have been doing it a lot. It's not that we are old, but in our group is so young that we become the most experienced players on the team. So I think we try to encourage them and sometimes be tough on them, and sometimes just tell them positive stuff. You know?
And is that, working with things like that, is that what they need to do to be more consistent? Because if you think about the end of last season, you lost 3 games in a row, you then won 4 games in a row, you then had those 2 difficult defeats right at the end of the season. That sort of up and down, you get that a lot with young players, don't you?
It's obviously a difficult question, but I think going through the situations is where it helps them to grow. You understand? Yeah. Helps them, maybe if it happens this season, we should have the same reaction in some moments, and some of the reactions we had, positive ones, we should keep them. And this is where experience comes. Okay, it's automatic. I was in this situation before. How can I react now? How can I help the team? What does the team need from me? And obviously the group is growing, has a few new players as well. But the young players, now expectation is a bit different. Before was no expectation, and now they start to have responsibilities as well. You understand? It's like everything works in life. So I think they are much more prepared this season, and our idea is also much more solid because everyone has been training under Mikel for a longer period with a very clear idea. I think everyone knows more or less what to do on the pitch, what is important, and after is freedom is how we also enjoy. And every player has good moments, bad moments. It's part of life.
You mentioned the new signings there. I wanted to ask you about those guys. How have they settled in? How has the dynamic changed with those new players?
We had some new players to the squad, but what is completely normal in football, especially in big teams, bring more and more different qualities to the group. Different personalities as well. A few with a lot of experience already in Premier League. A few with a lot of quality. So I'm looking forward, to be fair, but I'm sure they are adapting quite well. The group is fantastic, so I wouldn't even think about a different scenario.
Is Vieira one player you've particularly helped settle in? Because obviously with the backgrounds.
Obviously, the language is something important here now, because it's from my country, has similar mentality to me, what is great to see. But yes, I'm helping him, of course, to settle in. But everyone has been great with him. He's a great kid, to be fair, and I'm looking forward to see him in Premier League.
I guess for English football fans or Premier League fans, they know Gabriel Jesus in particular. They probably don't know a lot about him. What do you think his strengths are? What do you think he can bring to the team specifically?
Fabio is a very intelligent player. From what I saw in Portugal, I never played with him, but from what I saw, analyzing games and watching his performances, he did a really good season. He has a fantastic quality. He's a technical player with quality, with ability. Has a lot of vision for the last pass as well. So kind of this, how can I explain? This quality that you look a lot up in the players. I think Fabio got it. So I'm sure he will adapt quick. He's intelligent, you know. When you are not physically the strongest, you need to be smart in Premier League, and I'm sure he will adapt very well to the Premier League. I have no doubt.
Do you think that physicality, a lot of young players need time to adjust to that in England, don't they? It's a big change. Is he going to need a bit of time with that, though?
It is a big change, but me personally, I adapt quite well. I'm not the tallest, you know. In Fabio, I think first of all he has big courage to play. What is for me is a quality, and second one, I see him as a very intelligent player from what I saw. Of course, he's very young still, so I'm sure he will obviously grow during the years in the Premier League. Yeah. But I see him adapting quite well. What is intense for him is maybe the rhythm of Premier League will be much quicker than the rhythm of the league in Portugal. So this is something he will have time to adapt. But this you can't change it.
and just a word on Jesus. I mean, I think he's the signing that's probably excited the fans the most, just because they've seen him so much for City. Are you excited as well by him? What's your initial impression been of him training with him?
I'm very excited by him as well, because he is obviously pure quality. What he showed in Man City all these years. And he's a great guy. I didn't know him so well like I know now, but he's a great guy, and he has been fantastic in trainings. I'm sure he will help a lot.
Did he do an initiation song?
Sorry?
Has he done an initiation song yet? Don't the players normally have to do when they have to do a first song? They don't do it.
I look forward to it.
When
I was telling him yesterday.
Yeah.
To prepare, and also to Fabio, start preparing.
When do they have to do it? Is it before the first league game?
We are now. Maybe is the moment, to be fair,
right?
Because all the squad is here.
Yeah.
So plus the staff, so big pressure.
Pressure's on. All right. Final question for this section. Just really, I guess, looking ahead to the season as a whole, as the team. What is the target this year? Does it have to be Champions League qualification? Is that the ultimate aim for you this season?
I think a club like Arsenal wants to fight for it. And right now, the group, like I said, is more experienced. The project is very clear. The idea of the coach is very clear. I think we should have this target, yes.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.